from the Underwood Baby Academy. I'm here at the Natural Baby Shower filming for you an introduction into pregnancy yoga. To start off with, I just want to say that pregnancy yoga is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you've never done any yoga before. All I would like to say is that we usually recommend that you don't start any yoga until your 12-week scan, just to make sure that everything is progressing well with your pregnancy. So to start off with, make sure that you're sitting comfortably on the floor. You can have a mat, but it's not essential. And as you can see, I'm sitting cross-legged, but if it's more comfortable for you or you have any pelvic pain, you might want to sit kneeling up on some cushions, which is also absolutely fine. And to begin with, we always start our yoga practice with our breath. Breath is so important during pregnancy because it helps you stay calm, and also during your labour it can help keep you comfortable. So by learning different breathing techniques, you're really going to benefit your pregnancy, your birth, and moving forward helping you stay calm and grounded. So making sure you're comfy, perhaps have a little wriggle around, just adjust your seat. And then if you feel comfortable, place your hands on your baby and just close your eyes for a few moments, and we're just going to start to bring the awareness to our breath. So start to think about your inhales and your exhales as you're slowly breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. And notice how you feel as you take a big breath in and a long breath out. And notice how your shoulders feel. So just consciously relax your shoulders. We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders, so just be aware of how they feel. And with your next exhalation, just let go and soften a little bit more. So still with your awareness on your breathing, start to feel that breath traveling right down, almost feeling like your tummy is pushing your hands away as you take a really big breath in. And as you breathe out, your tummy slowly falls back down. And again, in through the nose and out through the nose. And still keeping your eyes closed, you can move your hands to your knees now. You don't need to look at me, but just gently tilt your head towards your chest so your chin is tucked towards your chest, and you can start to feel a lovely gentle stretch in the back of your neck. Still thinking about our breathing, slow and nourishing. And then gently just rolling your head gently to the left, and then slowly back to center and all the way to the right. Just moving slowly with your breath, noticing how your neck feels. It might feel a bit tight in places. Try and have that thought that your breath is nourishing your body and you're nourishing your neck. Lovely, well done everybody. And then coming back to center, and you can slowly start to flutter the eyes open now. And we want to start moving with the breath and waking up the body. So inhale, take the arms really wide, stretching all the way up, and then hands in prayer pose all the way down through the center line. Interlink the palms, pushing away, really gaining that lovely stretch in the side body, and exhaling all the way back down. And again, continue in your own breath. Great job. Inhaling all the way up and exhaling all the way down. Lovely. And interlink those palms. Really get that length in the spine and the side body, and exhaling. Perfect. One more time. Remembering to move slowly with the breath. Perfect. Learning to breathe more mindfully is going to help you in your labour, because your exhalations is your antidote to pain. So the longer you exhale, the more effective it will be as pain management. Lovely. Now we're just going to still continue with opening the sides of our bodies and gaining length. So placing your left hand by your side, taking a big inhale with the right arm, gaining length in the spine first, and then exhaling over to the side. Now take some breaths here. We don't want to be crunched forward. We want to still think about lifting our heart, opening the side of the body. So taking a couple of breaths here. Really feel like you're sending your breath right into this space. And then releasing and repeating on the other side. So inhale, big stretch, length in the spine, and then exhaling over to the other side. Again, opening the chest, keeping lifted in the heart. And then coming back to center. We're going to move on to all fours now. So if you just take your hands, you can just come forward and just wriggle yourself into a hands and knees position. So coming into that all fours position, ideally we would like your shoulders in line with your hands and your hands about shoulder width apart, and the same with your knees, so your knees in line with your hips and your knees about hip width apart. And just coming into this neutral flat back position, you can just have a feel around, start maybe rocking a little bit from left to right, forward and back, and just feel that grounding through the hands, through your knees and the tops of your feet. And then we're going to start doing some lovely hip rolls. So it doesn't really matter how this looks. You can just start to roll the pelvis. You can even close your eyes if this helps you feel a little bit more rhythmic. And just really start to wake up the bottom of the spine, the hips and the pelvis, just enjoying this lovely rolling. You might find an area that perhaps you want to linger in or stretch in a little bit more. But just enjoy this lovely rolling sensation. Hands and knees, all four, okay, wait there. All four positions are really amazing to practice because as you progress in your labour, you will naturally gravitate down towards the floor, and being on your hands and knees, you're really helping your baby's position with this optimal fetal positioning. So once you've started to wake up that pelvis a little bit, we're going to come into cat-cow. So take a lovely inhale, and I want you to really feel like you're lifting the chest as you breathe in. And as you exhale, round the spine. So really feel like you're hugging your baby up, rounding your spine as you breathe out. And then inhale, opening the chest. Lovely breath in here. Exhaling, use the floor to really push away, hold your baby up. And inhaling, opening the chest. Just continue in your own breath, moving with your breath. Exhaling to round and inhaling. Lovely. A few more times, just waking up the spine and noticing how it feels with the weight of your baby being free from your spine. And we're going to come into child's pose now. So if you just take your knees slightly wider and slowly push your bottom back towards your heels, perhaps have a little wriggle around. And then depending on the size of your bump, you can either come down onto your forearms, or you can place some cushions underneath you, or you can stretch your arms out. But this is a place of rest, of stillness. So just take some time to breathe. Consciously try and soften your hips and your bottom. Just enjoying the sound of your breath as you're close to the floor. Almost like you've created a little cave for you and your baby. And then slowly coming back up to all fours position. You might want to tuck your toes back in so they're in line with your hips. And we're going to start doing a figure of 8 movement. This is again a lovely dance with your baby. So imagine that you've got a pen in your mouth and you're drawing a huge giant number 8 on the floor beneath you. So you can really stretch out behind, come right forward, making those lovely circles. Again, you can close your eyes and get into your own rhythm. And once you've done a few times one way, enjoy rotating in the opposite way. Remembering you can always come back to that child's pose as a place of stillness, but enjoying this motion, creating more space in your body, easing up your pelvis. Tuck those toes towards each other, widen the knees, and just take another rest in child's pose. Take a really big breath in here and feel the skin on your back kind of expand as your ribs really lift up as you take that full breath in. And extending the arms, this time tense your palms so just your fingertips are on the mat. And if you're able to, just gently rest your head towards the floor and you'll feel a different stretch across the top of your back. Take a breath in here and then slowly walking the hands over to the left. Getting that lovely stretch in the right side of the body. And then over to the right. Lovely. And then coming back to that all fours position, we're going to tuck our toes and slowly walk your hands all the way back towards your feet and slowly come up to a standing position, rolling very slowly all the way up to a standing position, making the head the last thing to lift. So standing in mountain pose, if you just take your hands to your baby and just close your eyes for a minute, remember to soften those shoulders, feel like you're standing really tall. Inhale and exhale. And if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes for a minute and just allow these few moments to connect with your baby. And also bringing that awareness back to your breath. So those lovely inhales and exhales. Beautiful. We're now going to come into some standing sequences. So if you just like to come to the top of your mat, if you're using one, and take a really big breath in, keeping the knees nice and soft, inhaling the hands all the way up, and then bending your knees, bringing the palms down through the middle, coming down into a lovely forward fold. You can keep your knees really soft here. And as you inhale, come into a flat back position. So you can place your hands on your thighs or on your shins, but I want you to really feel like your spine is lovely and long as you inhale, and then exhale that lovely forward fold, keeping those knees really soft. And as you inhale, bring the arms wide all the way up to prayer pose. Lovely, well done. Take a nice step back with your right foot. We're coming into high lunge now. Inhaling the arms all the way up, feeling nice and strong in that back leg. And then coming into warrior two. So in warrior two, you might need to adjust your stance a little bit, but your back foot should be parallel to the edge of the mat, and your front leg is bent with your knee in line with your ankle. So inhaling, the arms shoulder height. Take a nice big breath in here. This is warrior pose, so we want to feel really strong and grounded through the feet. So in warrior two, this is a very strong pose. We want to feel that connection between the floor and our back foot, and our thigh should be really switched on. And then inhaling the arms up, you can just take your gaze over your fingertips on the left side. And then as you inhale, just straightening that front knee, taking your hands all the way up, and then exhaling, bending at the knee. And again, inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Great job. And then coming into a forward fold now before we try on the other side. So just turn your feet so they're both facing the front. Keeping those knees really soft now. We just want to come into a lovely forward fold, so you can just enjoy that feeling of your baby hanging down. You can rest your forearms on your knees and just try and release the weight of your head, so you can nod it yes, shake it no. Breathing in here. And then that slow rolling motion to bring you all the way back up. And we're going to turn to the opposite end of our mat to repeat that sequence on the other side. So coming into that lovely high lunge again, feeling lifted, lengthen the spine. Big breath in here, and then exhaling, coming into that warrior two. So again, have a look at your feet. You might need to adjust your stance, keeping that front knee bent, and again, grounding through that back leg. This time, face the palms out. And as you breathe in, imagine that your palms are an extension of your lungs. And as you exhale, bring them forward. Big breath in here. And a slow exhale. Great job. One more time. Lovely. And then turning the feet to face the front. Just heel toe, your feet all the way in, about hip width apart. And swim your arms round to your back. And we're just going to inhale, swim the arms round to the back. We're just going to link the fingers together and squeeze the shoulders back. Breathing in here, opening the front of the chest. And then bring that closed palm round to the right side of your body. And just notice this lovely stretch across your shoulder. Try to be mindful of this right elbow. Tuck it in. Lovely, great job. Just take a breath here. Lovely, and releasing, shaking the arms out a little bit. Interlink the palms, squeeze those shoulder blades back, open the front of the chest, and then bring that closed palm all the way around to the left side of the body this time. Again, being mindful of this left elbow, tuck it in. Take a big breath in here, feeling that lovely opening across the front of the chest, the shoulder. Breathing in here. Great job. Shake out those hands again, and we're going to come back down to the floor. So to do this, we can just come down into a lovely little squat. So you can just gently start rocking from side to side. Really start to think about that lovely opening of the hips. And you can place your hands on the floor, and you can lift your heels up and just take quite a nice fluid motion here, opening up the hips and the pelvis. Lovely, well done, that's great. And then slowing down, using your hands to carefully help you sit down on your bottom. And then extending out the legs, coming into a wide-legged seated position now. When you're in this position, I'd like you to try and draw your toes towards you so your feet are engaged. And we're going to do a stirring the porridge movement. So imagine you're holding a wooden spoon and we're going to stir a huge bowl of porridge. So starting off with little circles, gradually getting bigger and bigger. This is a lovely release for the lower back. You can really stretch over. Lovely. And then changing direction, keeping those circles really big and juicy, and then slowly coming back to stillness. Carefully placing your hands behind your knees, lifting your feet, and we're just going to come back to how we started. So finding that comfortable seated position, placing your hands on your baby, closing your eyes, and just bring your awareness back to your breath once again. Notice how your breath feels. Perhaps you're breathing a bit faster. Try and slow your breathing down. Closing your eyes if you feel comfortable. Just spending a few moments connecting with your baby. Noticing how your body feels now we've moved and stretched together. How you've nourished your body and your baby with your breath. And just enjoy a few moments of stillness. And to finish, we're just going to squeeze the shoulders all the way up to your ears, really, really tight. And then take a big sigh out through the mouth as you release them down. One more time. Lovely. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. I hope you enjoy that. Goodbye.